Victoria, that bag's from me. That's your containers. It's what? It's your containers. Just so you know. We're all good? Oops. I'm gonna keep this thing where I can get it. Okay, I'd like to call the Lower Saucon Council meeting to order. The time is 6:31. Can I have a roll call, please, Stacy?
Ms. Ray?
Here.
Mr. Benonis?
Here.
Rochi?
Here.
Ms. Altaf Cordero?
Here.
Ms. De Leon?
Here.
Also present is myself, Stacy Werkheiser, Acting Township Manager Jay Finnegan, our Township Solicitor, Mr. Gadzouzian, and our Township Engineer, Brian Cucker, and our Junior Council Member, Nitya Thakar.
All right, can we rise to the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yes.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Everyone, please remain standing. I'd like to take a moment of silence here, if you don't mind.
Stop interrupt.
With gratitude and deep sadness, we remember the end of Lower Saucon Township today. For almost 3 centuries, this township has been a place of service, hard work, community, and fiscal sanity. And its story has been written by many residents, public servants, and township staff and employees who believe in these principles. Although this chapter now comes to an end with Tom Carochi and I leaving council, we share the relationships that we've earned over the years, the many accomplishments that we've made, the memories of competent elected officials, and manageable tax burden will remain. We appreciate all the lives that we've touched over the past 6 years. Thank you for allowing us to be part of the journey and for honoring the life of this township with your trust and support. Until this demise.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, it's beautiful, Monsignor.
Thank you.
All right.
Beautiful.
And before we get started into the agenda, I had an item that I wanted to mention as well. So I do want to express my sincere gratitude for the extraordinary efforts of Lower Saucon Fire Rescue for their response to the massive structure fire Saturday night at Moon over Saucon Valley, which was formerly known as the Meadows. The size and intensity of the blaze required a large response of over 100 firefighters from Dewey Fire Company, number 1, Palisades Regional Fire Rescue, Nancy Run Fire Company, Bethlehem Township Volunteer Fire Company, Freemansburg Volunteer Fire Company, Williams Township Fire Company, Allen Township Fire Company number 1, Hecktown Volunteer Fire Company, Upper Nazareth Fire Department, Eastern Salisbury Fire Department, Quakertown Fire Company number 1, Catasauqua Fire Department, Palmer Municipal Fire Department, Bath Volunteer Fire Department, Richland Fire Company, and Hanover Township Volunteer Fire Company. They used over 5,000 feet of fire hose and over 725,000 gallons of water on this fire. They spent over 10 hours on scene Saturday night. They were there all night. And they had to return on Sunday afternoon to work with an excavator to take care of the hot spots. So also thanks to the Lower Saucon Police Department and our Public Works crew for sending employees to assist along with our manager, Jay, who went out there in the wee hours of the night. And I'd also like to support and say a thank you to Wawa, Jersey Mike's, and North Penn Goodwill for supporting all of our volunteers with food and beverage. This was a mutual aid effort at its best. We are blessed to have this community support. So I wanted to thank everybody who was involved. I hope I didn't miss any of the fire departments that came to help.
I want to thank.
I would stand for that.
I also want to thank, obviously, the fire services for all they did on Saturday night. I'd also like to thank Officer Hand responding to a call on Alpine Drive on Saturday night. You responded to a call on Alpine Drive on Saturday night. I want to thank you for doing that.
A domestic call, I believe, right?
Domestic call, I
Yeah,
believe it was.
with
yes.
regard to an elected member of council.
Right, we'll have to ask
Newly
how that,
elected.
we'll have to ask about that happening on Saturday
Okay.
night. That happening on Saturday night's not being talked about by Miss Lost Ray.
Okay, this is not on the agenda, so now.
Oh,
we're gonna move into
neither was
the
your thank.
agenda.
I'm thanking the
Yes.
officer for Saturday night. He went out to a
Okay.
call Saturday night on Alpine Drive.
We're gonna continue with the agenda now. We did not have any executive session. The public comment procedure, we have 2 different times for public comment. The first one at the top of the meeting will be for agenda items only. There's a 3-minute limit. You just come up to the podium in the center there and state your name and have 3 minutes to address council with your comments. We're not there yet. And there's another period, there's another period then towards the end of the meeting where it's for either agenda or non-agenda items. It's also a 3-minute time period. Before we get to that though, we have our junior council member, Nitya. Do you have a report tonight? All right.
So it's been pretty quiet recently, especially with the holidays. There's not much going on at school right now. But there is a winter choir concert for the elementary, middle, and high school of Saucon Valley High School. So tomorrow, actually, in the high school auditorium, there's going to be the winter choir concerts, 2 of them. And the elementary choir is going to perform at 5:15, and the middle school and high school is going to perform at 6 o'clock. And these students have put a lot of work and effort and time into their performances. So if anyone's free and wants to come support these students, that'd be really awesome, and they'd really appreciate it. And that's all.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, for public comment period now, anyone would like to speak, you can come up to the podium.
Hi, I'm Donald Moore. I'm a resident of Plainfield Township. I'm here because when you see something, you should say something. I've seen something for the last 2 years. I've watched all your council meetings during that time. And I finally decided tonight was the night to come and say something because of 2 agenda items, 5B and 5F, being the PSATS conference attendance and the accomplishments of Mr. Bononis and Mr. Carochi. I've watched all the council
Wanna start
meetings
at 5?
in 20, excuse me, this is my time.
Sure.
I've watched all the council meetings in 2024 and 2025. Having read about issues surrounding library services and recycling, I first looked back at 2023 meetings and noticed where Mr. Bononis and Mr. Carochi tried to withdraw Lower Saucon from your multi-municipal comprehensive plan against the advice of Solicitor Treadwell, who said it was not necessary for the reasons that were being given. This was at the height of the spat with Hellertown and appears to have been motivated by nothing more than short-sighted politics. Thanks to a nay vote by Mr. Inglis, who otherwise was a solid vote for these clowns, this motion was rejected.
Disparagement, can you enforce the rules, please? Would you please enforce
Yeah, you
the
are, but
rules?
you don't have a right to
Sir, you're not a
insult.
resident
You don't have a right.
taxpayer.
Come on.
What are the procedures? Read the procedures.
Follow the
About
rules,
insulting.
sir. The rules are
Read the
outside. If you
procedures
can't
about
follow the
insulting.
rules, if you're gonna come
Read
from out
the
of town
procedures.
and
There you go,
badmouth
buddy.
us,
Interrupting.
learn the
Read
rules, all right?
procedures about insults.
Learn the
Read
rules.
them the procedures about insults.
Be very careful about what you say, sir.
I know
There you
you'll
go.
take my house.
Keep that.
Come on,
keep
buddy,
that clock
take my
running.
house.
Hey,
I don't
keep
think
that
it's worth
clock
much.
running. 'cause
Based
you
upon the way you
started
look, I don't think it's worth much.
Quiet.
Tell me what to do.
Get control of the meeting,
Get
Laura.
control of the meeting.
Yeah, I
2
can't
years.
clock's
control
goddamn
your
right.
behavior, so be
Let's go.
quiet.
This gentleman's attacking us.
Yeah.
He's personally
Yes.
insulting us.
Okay.
Attack citizens constantly.
You're not a
Never,
resident
never.
or taxpayer, sir.
Matter.
You're not a
You're
resident
doing the same
taxpayer. You
behavior.
started, sir. You started attacking me.
Go ahead, continue.
Will you stop, grow up?
Why don't you tell him to grow up?
He started it.
I watched in horror for months as Mr. Bononis, Mr. Carochi, and a few audience members turned council meetings into a circus. Council tried to increase community involvement through extended opportunities to speak at courtesy of the floor. Mr. Bononis turned this into an opportunity to engage most speakers in interchanges designed solely to state his well-known agenda, when the purpose of courtesy of the floor is solely for speakers to make opinions known to council. As one speaker addressed council in a respectful manner, her statement that very few municipalities have a landfill and should not have to rely on landfill income to run, Mr. Carochi mumbled and spoke loudly throughout her statement at courtesy of the floor, since this is not his position. The responsibilities of this council were to appoint a solicitor and a new manager. Mr. Freed, in his first appearance, saw the writing on the wall and told Mr. Bononis, "You won't have to deal with me much longer." He resigned immediately, having witnessed the totally disrespectful and disruptive behavior of these two. Mr. Croce later said he wouldn't accept the resignation without an explanation. Really? It's obvious. He meant it while he was here. Mr. Brian Bond apparently declined his appointment as manager the very night it was announced at a council meeting, no doubt after watching the meeting on YouTube. I have had engagements with both Mr. Freed and Mr. Bond, and I believe neither would ever work in an openly hostile environment created by Mr. Bononis and Mr. Croce. Mr. Guzinian has done a competent job despite being treated consistently with disrespect by Mr. Bononis and Mr. Croce. Both have constantly interrupted and talked over him, impatient to drive the conversation towards their agenda. And Mr. Croce has delighted himself by addressing him repeatedly disrespectfully. Lower Saucon, open your wallets up as you had to get Mr. Guzinian and Mr. Finnegan. Thankfully, they both will at last outlast these two who have made council meetings a forum where
Now we're not doing the clock this meeting?
Excuse
We're
me.
not doing the clock this meeting?
Dysfunction.
We're not doing the
You'll
clock
have
this
to wrap up your comments, but
Dysfunction, obstruction, disrespect,
No, we're not doing
and
the clock.
derogatory
meeting?
verbal
It's
assault.
favorable to you. We're not doing the clock.
Council members and citizens speaking at courtesy of the floor were far from alone as targets of these. If anything remotely connected to St. Luke's was on an agenda, their representatives were bludgeoned
Okay,
by
he's
the.
really wrapping it up. Now he went into St. Luke's. There you go.
yeah, if
There
you
you go.
could
Are you
wrap it
running
up,
any type of
please.
meeting here or not?
Will you
Could have
stop
having the
talking
audacity-
in my ear
There you go.
too?
Having the
There you go.
audacity
There
to
you
be
go.
against the expansion.
Now he's going to an expansion landfill. Since you told him to wrap it up, he's addressed St. Luke's and an
Okay.
expansion of the landfill. Since you told him
Well, I'm wrapping
since
it
you
up.
told him to wrap it up.
Wrapping it up.
Yeah, right.
Blogger Bernie O'Hare.
Since you've told him to wrap it up, you got into two different topics.
Bernie O'Hare.
Bloggers.
No, what are you talking about?
If I wrap it up, it's another
Stop
topic.
wrapping it up.
Want me to
This is
wrap it up or
ridiculous.
not?
There you go, there you go, there you
Go to a new
go. How about
topic.
using the gavel like you use it on everybody else?
Skipped half of what I was going to say.
Standing up there, you
Gavel
gavel
him
the hell out of
down.
him.
Gavel him
What he
down.
has to say.
Gavel him down.
Blogger Bernie O'Hare.
Yeah,
morning.
blogger, Bunny your hair. Can't even do his
What
own
you did
stuff.
for 2 years. Can I speak?
Sir, you speak
did your 3
everywhere.
minutes, you're
Sir,
gone.
you speak
They're
everywhere.
going
You
on
spoke
4
against
minutes.
Nestle and Kunkeltown, didn't you? Nestle ran away. Now you're coming into Lower Saucon and sticking your nose in our
Yeah,
affairs.
he's done.
You spoke against
Way
Santa
over
Grow
3
at Grand
minutes,
Central
Laura.
Sanitation, didn't you?
I am
You
trying-
closed
So you're getting
the
a-
waste
you're getting a
management
Christmas
landfill in
present.
Plainfield Township.
Can we
And now you're
just
coming here
let the man
to get in our
finish?
affairs?
He is finished. He did his 3
I'm going
minutes.
to wrap this up.
He did his 3 minutes.
Do we have anybody else
He
who
did
could
his 3
probably
minutes.
comment
You
and
stick
you
your nose in
two
every other
quiet?
these
Yeah,
affairs.
people.
This is
You're
what's-
an anti-landfill person, sir. Admit it.
Doesn't
I-
Here we
doesn't
go.
matter.
No, he's
paragraph.
done. He's done. He had his
No,
3
I'm not
minutes. He had
done.
about 4 minutes. They're going on 5. Going on
Bernie
5. Going on 5 minutes.
Blogger
Going
Ber-
on 5 minutes. Going on 6 minutes. What do you want? How many minutes do you get and nobody else gets that amount?
Continuously
How many-
interrupt
how
me,
many?
I'll never be able to
No,
sit down.
You're
you're
going
not
to another
wrapping up.
topic.
You're going into another topic. You're not wrapping it up. I am going to continue to interrupt it because you keep
There's other people
going
on
in
the
nothing.
speaker.
You're not
People actually
wrapping
pay
up.
taxes
It
to live
doesn't
here.
matter. Well, that's right. People, and we're trying to have a meeting. We have an agenda.
Sorry, you
You
can
had
wait
your
until
Well, he
they
had an
stop
agenda too,
talking and
clearly
then
he
He
wrap
had
it
his
up.
3 minutes.
Yes.
He had your 3 minutes.
I've been watching for 2 years. I
Yeah,
see how-
good.
Well, and
Oh,
you chose to step into the ring, sir,
That's
so
right.
welcome.
Now you're getting knocked out and you don't like it.
Okay.
No, it's not okay.
Sorry, your
around the sec-
observations
he's
are
done.
on spot, though.
That's
Okay,
fine, but he's
thank
done
you.
speaking. Tell him he's done speaking.
Yes, you have to step down.
I'm trying-
and
Thank
We'll
you.
move on.
No, there you go, there you go. You won't do it with your friend. One of
Put
our
it here at
supporters
the
gets
end,
up and
okay?
you can't,
Never met
and you
the
won't
man.
shut him
Said I
down. You
could
won't
wrap
shut
it
him
up.
down.
Wasn't
How
on
many
the
times
meeting.
have you cut off Mr. Boulan? How many times have you cut off Mr. Boulan? Who probably didn't come here tonight because you know he's gonna be cut off, and you're gonna let this clown go
Cut
on
off
for
Marianne
another
Garvey,
7,
you
8
cut off
minutes.
Donna Lowdy, you cut
good.
off everyone.
Everybody. You cut off everybody who
Okay,
who
you
disagrees
cut off
with you.
everybody, so be
we didn't.
quiet.
I
I've had
respond to
enough
them.
of both
We
of you,
respond.
okay?
We respond to
He
him.
can finish
We
without
respond to him.
interrupting.
You're really gonna
Okay.
miss us.
Next,
respond to us.
do we have somebody else to come up?
It doesn't matter if we do or
I'm not putting
not.
up
You're
with it
done.
tonight.
Chair,
I'm
the
not.
chair would like me to sit down,
I'm
I
done.
will.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so
Vice
someone
Chair
behind you
said
waiting to
I could-
speak.
I could finish up. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, good.
Thank you.
Sit down. Sit down, clown.
Go fuck yourself.
There you go, there you go, there you go. There you go.
There you go.
There you go. There you go. Unacceptable
Mr. Moore from
language.
Plainfield
Oh.
Township.
How about your language? Fucking pig.
I never said that.
To your fellow councilman.
I never said that.
Okay.
all the time.
You didn't complain, that didn't get. What are you laughing about?
You. Have a good night, sir.
I'll own your house. Yeah, when are you gonna get our house?
Own my house.
You're not gonna own my house, sir.
Send me a letter when you get our house.
You're not gonna own my house, trust me.
You smile about.
I'm smiling at you because you make me laugh, because you're funny.
Because you're your council member and you behave this way?
Yeah,
That is-
okay, now talk about my
There
kids.
you
Get
go.
out of here,
there
asshole.
You go. See you, buddy.
See ya. Bring up my kids, loser.
One of their supporters. They brought one of their supporters
Yeah,
tonight.
you bust them in Priscilla, just like the Kamala supporters.
Anne Marie Slavic, Lower Saucon Township. I do live here. I was accused of the first few meetings when I came here of some of the ladies in the audience. I just want to say this as a disclaimer. They found me on Facebook, and I had Allentown on my Facebook because that's where I live forever. And they said, "You don't even live here." And little did they know they were wrong. So, so many people in the audience and everybody up here, it's just getting to be ridiculous. I find it offensive that the council allows somebody to speak who doesn't even live here. And some of us who live here get shouted out from the audience by your supporters. That means the Democrats, for all the people watching. Your supporters in the audience, the anti-company, anti-business, anti-capitalism, anti-making money, anti-job creators, anti-landfill. I have to say this. It's honest to God, it's so immature. It's the most bunch of immature people I've ever encountered in my life in 25 years involved in politics. Most immature. Whining, crying, complaining, shaking, scared to death of a landfill. That the gases under the landfill are going to explode. You people are insane. And after hearing this guy, I wasn't even going to come up and speak. I was going to sit down and just wait till the end. But it's so ridiculous, Laura Ray, that you can't tell somebody to get away from the podium who doesn't even belong here. It's absurd. Someday the voters are going to find out what a bunch of absurd lunatics you people are. Really.
Well said. Here, here. Here, here.
Thank you. Now, PSATs. Again, you're a non-profit, you're a government entity. You're not even employees. But you're going to go to PSATs, and you want to approve tonight meals, mileage, and lodging. How much you spend your own money? You're not employees of the township. You're township council. You were voted in. Yeah, okay, pay for the registration. Let the taxpayers pay for that. But you're going to put taxpayers out. You're going to put people that can't afford to pay their oil bill, their electric bill, their taxes. You're going to raise taxes on them because you're going to close the landfill. A legitimate business, a legitimate company that earns profits that you don't know anything about, because you know the first thing about running a business, doing a budget, or making profits and employing people. And I would like to say to the last guy that was up here who doesn't live here, who thinks Attorney Gadouzian is doing a great job. He doesn't know anything about it. He knows nothing about what Attorney Gadouzian does. He doesn't know that he got us into a lawsuit. We don't need a lawsuit. We don't need to be named in a lawsuit against a company that employs people in our township. It's absurd. It's immature. It's ridiculous. You're all a bunch of activists. That's what you are. So I am against you spending taxpayer dollars for meals, mileage, and lodging for you to have a little, go out to Hershey and hang out there and hear all the other liberal government entities yammer in your ear about nonsense. Thank you.
No, I know. Hershey's only
All right.
50 miles away. They can
Do we
certainly
have
drive down and
nobody
back
else?
every day, but now they need to stay and
Yeah.
have their drinks and have their
the handicap
lodging,
room on the first floor,
handicap room.
right by the entrance.
Right by the
Her
entrance.
usual room for 40
She's
years.
handicapped. All right.
Good evening, Donna Louder. I just want to remind council that when I was elected in 2016 and I went to PSATs, I paid my own way. I paid my own way. I paid my own meals. I paid my own hotel because I stayed at the Hershey Hotel. And I did all of it on my own. So I think all this council is doing and this new council is going to do is take. Keep your hands on your pocketbooks, folks, because this is what's going to happen. And did you see what happened in Whitehall? They're doubling their trash fee. I know where you people live. If our trash fee goes up, my trash will be in your yard.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
That's how you
That's
do
how
it.
you do it. Don't forget,
Ray has
they
a big
voted to give
property,
themselves
too.
a raise too, a big fat raise that they didn't have to do.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
thank you for the threat.
Mark Ozimek. I forgot my copy of the budget report. I have one question first I'd like an answer to. Is the December 17th meeting canceled?
Yes, sir.
It is canceled?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
Still.
the neighborhood rumor is correct. As far as the budget goes, we're gonna be just like the city of Bethlehem when I got in my accident. I got in my accident and everybody from the township or the city of Bethlehem and the police department that was involved with that got promotions and a raise after my accident. So with that, now you're gonna give Chief Barton a raise for standing in Northampton County Court and lying about me under oath concerning Jason Bananas.
It was on a body camera.
Shut up, boy.
It's on a body
Shut up,
camera.
boy.
Call me, boy.
Boy, shut up. I'm calling you boy.
It's on a body camera and you're found
You
guilty.
can meet me out in the parking lot and kick my ass if you want.
I don't want to meet
Shut
you.
up.
I don't ever want to meet you.
Shut up. Shut
I
up.
don't ever want to meet you, sir.
Shut up.
I've already met you and I put you in jail.
Shut up.
I put you in jail.
Shut up.
I put you in jail. Because you admitted on a body camera, sir, after you threatened me multiple times. And then you went to my wife's workplace.
Times.
Multiple times,
Yeah,
sir.
you're a lying fucking piece of shit.
There we go. There's
There
the
you go.
language.
There's the
again.
language. What
If you
about the
came in, you'll be a
language?
piece
What
of
about
shit
the
when you
You're
leave.
gonna miss me, I know. I know you're gonna miss me. I'm sorry.
As far as Chief Barnt goes, the other additional thing is, I will say is, Mark, the manager, left here at $140,000, and now you want to give the new manager $200,000, and that's just outlandish.
Well, we don't really want to.
Then don't approve this tonight.
Find
We
anybody
don't
to take
even
his
have a
job.
person, so it's a
I'm telling you,
estimate.
if the choice is his whether he wants to stay or not. Then you can go to the high school and start somebody out fresh, which is what the whole township needs. What else? Oh, Anne Marie Slovak made a comment. What was that about? I forgot. Oh, PFAS. As far as PFAS goes, everyone on council gets a pay from the township taxes. So if you want to go to PFAS, pay for it out of your own pocket, not the taxpayers. See, I'm not paying favorites to either side. I don't play favorites to lying Republicans, and I ain't playing favorites to Democrats.
They're lying. They're lying.
Because if you had any balls, you would have sent that budget back and told them to revamp a whole lot of it.
I tried.
Carochi tried to say a 30% tax cut. Well, that ain't gonna happen. Even Lynn Hill tried to tell you a 30% tax cut, but I don't know how to take that. But you know what? All these cities and everybody wants to raise taxes. You know what? There's people living under a bridge because they can't afford rent. There's people out there feeding homeless people because they can't afford to eat. It's about time our public representatives on every side of this fucking aisle do something to help society. And it isn't by raising taxes. As far as the fire company goes, I made my comment about that last week. Benonis gave everybody a bonus. People in fire services got squat, got nothing. Where they needed it. Where the people took money out of their own pockets to go do safety for whatever happened, accidents, fires, whatever.
Volunteers.
You people are sickening.
I agree. I'm not telling.
Do we have more public comment? Okay. Gonna move on to presentations. Probably our one highlight of the night. So we have Resolution 71, 2025. Recognize Mary Ann Snyder for her years of service to the township, and I'll read the resolution. This is a resolution recognizing Mary Ann Snyder, Penn State Master Gardener, for her years of service. Whereas Mary Ann Snyder, a certified Penn State Master Gardener, has dedicated more than 11 plus years of volunteer service, generously sharing her knowledge and skills with the community. And whereas a Master Gardener provides valuable volunteer service within their community through a wide range of gardening projects, serving as a link between their community and the Penn State Cooperative Extension. And whereas Mary Ann was one of the founding members that helped establish the Native Plant Garden, and after several years assumed a leadership role in further enhancing the original design. And whereas Mary Ann devoted her time, talents, and education to the development and planting of the Native Plant Garden at the Saucon Valley Rail Trail, Reading Trailhead in Lower Saucon Township. And whereas Mary Ann partnered with the Wildlands Conservancy to deliver various educational presentations at the Native Plant Garden, including programs on monarch butterfly conservation and other beneficial species drawn to the trailhead. And whereas Mary Ann has dedicated hundreds of volunteer hours to the beautification of the Native Plant Garden, transforming it into an asset for residents and all trail users to enjoy. And whereas Mary Ann planted common plants and flowers such as milkweed, bee balm, and evening primrose that are an important part of our ecosystem because of their symbiotic relationship with insects who pollinate them in exchange for sustenance. And whereas Mary Ann's tenacity, passion, and commitment have helped nurture the Native Plant Garden into the vibrant, thriving habitat it is today, ensuring it will continue to be enjoyed and appreciated for years to come. Now therefore be it resolved that the Council of Lower Saucon Township, Laura Ray, President, Victoria Optoff Cordero, Vice President, Jason Bononis, Thomas Carochi, and Priscilla De Leon, council members, wishes to recognize Mary Ann Snyder for her years of dedication to Lower Saucon Township. This is adopted and enacted this third day of December 2025. Thank you very much for your service. We have
I think Peter wanted to say some words. I don't know if he still wants to say them.
Not after that.
Okay. You're welcome.
Sure. I dress for the occasion.
all right.
We didn't vote on it. Motion to approve Resolution 71-2025.
I'll second the motion.
They will do the roll call for us.
Ray.
Yes.
Mr. Bononis.
Yes.
Ms. Ottoff Cordero.
Yes.
Mr. Carochi.
Yes.
Ms. DeLeon.
Yes.
Passes 5-0. Who made the motion? Laura, who was second?
I made it.
Who's
Priscilla and myself.
and Victoria?
Thank you.
All right. Next item is 4A, the Martin Minor subdivision. number MIN 0321 for 3675 Hickory Hill Road. And we will consider approving this application. Should I make the motion right away? I'll go ahead and make the motion to approve this minor subdivision, subject to the conditions that are outlined in the Hanover engineering letter that's dated November 25th, 2025.
Do we want to?
And I know some things came in today, but I think it's still covered with how this is worded. It's just subject to
It's the
the
engineer who's
approval.
professional at this stuff.
Yeah.
I just
It's not
want
like you
to
know anything.
double check with Jay because we got something from the Water Authority on that. so
Right,
we have
that's
to
what I
add
was
that.
referring to, but this
I mean,
kind of.
yeah, the motion could read
Laura,
that
let him
it's,
speak.
it's based on the draft conditions of the staff recommendation motion.
Right.
And that does cite our letter, and that letter we're referring to that came in from the authority today addresses 2 comments in our letter, so that's fine.
So the motion as stated is fine. Okay. I'll second it.
We have a signed agreement.
Did Laura make the motion?
Yes.
You've seen this subdivision before. You approved the sewer allocation for it back in the summer, I believe, so.
Right. Yeah. Fine.
We want to go through and see if anybody has comments. I know I don't. I do remember seeing this maybe more than once, I think. It's been around for a little bit of time.
So if no one has comments, you can go straight to a vote.
I just want to say good luck to you and thanks for bringing the project forward.
She has to talk, that's all.
Okay, well, if nobody has any comments, I don't know if you have any questions for us. If not, we're ready to, can we have a roll call?
Mr. Benonis?
Yes.
Ms. Altough Cordero?
Yes.
Mr. Carochi?
Yes.
Ms. De Leon?
Yes.
Ms. Ray?
Yes.
Passes 5-0.
Good luck.
Item 5A is the award bid for the 2026 lawn mowing services. We received several bids and they've been reviewed. I'd like to make the motion to award Four Seasons Lawn Care and Land Design LLC for the 2026 lawn mowing services at an amount of $73,480. Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, does anybody have comments or
Yeah,
questions?
I just have a comment. Jay, I had received a number of complaints over the past year about the condition of the fields at Polk Valley Road, that they were oftentimes overgrown to the point where the lacrosse teams couldn't play because the ball doesn't roll, it would get caught in the tall grass. I don't know if there's anything that we can do looking forward to make sure that they're on top of that, particularly when those seasons are taking place. I think we want to keep our fields in tip-top shape, particularly when lacrosse may be playing, or soccer is playing, or baseball's playing, simply because they expect and need those fields to be mowed.
I'll make sure it's watched.
Thanks. The work is never done.
Any other comments?
Nope.
Okay, if not, can we have a roll call?
Ms. Altough Cordero?
Yes.
Mr. Carochi?
Yes.
Ms. De Leon?
Yes.
Ms. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Benonis?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
All right, item 5B is to authorize attendance at the annual PSATS conference.
I'd like to make a motion to amend this. It says meals excluding alcohol. I'd like to also marijuana and other legal drugs with the new council members that are coming in.
That's a valid point.
Second?
Second, I'll second
Second
that,
that.
yeah.
So it says meals excluding alcohol, but how about also any
Re-
type of recreational drugs
Or hard drugs.
or hard drugs? Is there an incident on Alpine Drive on Saturday night?
Okay,
Mr.
we're
Haynes?
talking about the
Officer?
PSATS
Involving alcohol,
conference,
drugs,
so.
or anything?
Somebody missing a
There,
tooth?
I just want to clarify, is there Did you make a motion, Laura?
I made an amendment.
I didn't make a motion.
I made a motion that it includes that.
He asked to modify, amend the motion.
Modify
so
the
I'm trying
public,
to
modify the letter.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we authorize
Because I-
attendance at the annual PSATS conference for council members and staff who choose to attend the conference, and it covers the cost of registration fees, lodging, mileage, meals, excluding alcohol.
And recreational drugs.
And recreational drugs, which they do not sell there, to a specified
It
daily
doesn't matter, they
limit.
don't sell alcohol, they sell alcohol off the premises too, and
saying there's no
alcohol is legal.
dispensary?
It's the same thing,
There's no dispensary in
it's
Hershey?
the same thing.
Hershey's a pretty
My
big place.
God, what are you talking about? It says excluding alcohol,
Have
alcohol is legal,
conversation
like
that's
recreational.
civilized on this here.
I seconded your motion.
Yes, I got that.
This is to authorize the approval of costs.
Yes.
Well, why the mileage? Hershey's only 50 miles away, why the lodging? I mean,
Okay.
it's only, 50 miles, and I don't understand why you can't, why you have to
Say
be
that you've been
lodged.
reimbursed for it every
Especially-
single year that you attended.
Especially if you're excluding
So-
alcohol, you shouldn't have a
But he
problem
also didn't
driving.
vote to give himself a raise.
That's
Why
right.
don't you use your raise money
Okay.
Not
to
only-
pay for your PSATS conference?
Right, I didn't
We're
vote
not
to get
getting a raise,
I also
as
voted.
you well know,
I
but
also-
that's the lie that you like to spread.
No, you
We
voted to
are
give
not
yourselves a
getting.
raise.
We
But you would not agree
did
to, you would not agree
give
to forego it
ourselves a
forever.
raise,
You would not
so
agree to
stop
forego that. You would
spreading
not
the
agree to
lie.
not run again for council. So if you become reelected to council, you will benefit from that
Okay,
vote.
So-
if all that happens.
Well, I know it's a long shot because you're really incompetent, but, people vote really stupid
Okay,
people
can
in
we
this
have a
council.
roll
They've been
call?
doing
So
it for
here, no,
years.
I'm not, I didn't
Having any
comment yet, I didn't
discussion
comment
here?
yet, I didn't comment yet. So we're not gonna have a roll call until I'm done commenting. Now, I just want the residents to understand that they're raising your taxes, they're raising your fire tax this year. They're not cutting anything, okay? The landfill, is supposed to close in 2028 if the expansion doesn't happen. And this shows you their unwillingness to cut anything, any little thing. This is, in the overall budget, this is a small amount for them to attend this conference and hobnob it for 4 days, 4 nights, or whatever, down at the Hershey Lodge. But if they're unwilling to cut this, they're unwilling to cut anything, which means any budget shortfalls are gonna come from tax increases. They're just gonna increase your taxes. If they can't even cut this for 1 year, it's really pathetic. So that's my only point.
All right, do we have other comment?
No, I have none.
Okay, let's have a roll call.
Mr. Carochi,
No.
Ms. De Leon,
Yes.
Ms. Ray,
Yes.
Mr. Benonis,
No, I won't vote for a taxpayer-paid vacation.
Ms. Optoff Cordero.
Yes.
Motion passes 3-2.
5C is for Resolution 72-2025 for final adoption of the 2026 proposed budget. I'll make a motion that we adopt the proposed budget as was advertised.
I'll second it.
Comments?
Yeah, I have comments. May I be recognized?
Yes.
Thank you. So I brought this up during the past 2 budget cycles. Section 3501 talks about violation of the act and penalty. Any township supervisor, elected or appointed township official or employee who violates any provision of this act other than those for which specific penalties are provided, who fails to carry out the provisions of this act, commits a summary offense. All fines collected in violation of this shall be paid to the township treasurer and credited to the general township fund. So, Section 607 talks about the duties of a supervisor, and that is to be charged with the general governance of the township, including ensuring sound fiscal management. 1933 Act 69 Second Class Township Code, Section 1508.1 Subpart B says this: no appropriation shall be made to the operating reserve fund if the effect of the appropriation would cause the fund to exceed 25% of the estimated revenues of the township's general fund in the current fiscal year. Section 1933 of Act 69, this is Section 3202, a township shall not prepare and advertise notice of a proposed budget when it is knowingly inaccurate. This is now the 3rd time that you have brought forth budgets that are inaccurate, that violate the law. You have millions and millions of dollars, $9 million in reserves. And it is illegal for you to hoard the taxpayers' cash. You cannot continue to raise people's taxes and hoard their cash. The law specifically says that you can only have 25%, and you continue to ignore that blatantly. And I've cautioned you on it, and I've put the township on notice of a class action lawsuit for violating that, and it may be very costly. So I would encourage you to reconsider the third time this ill-chosen course of conduct. We all know that this is Tom and my last council meeting, and you know, I could just mail it in and just show up here, but I've given this a lot of thought as to how to approach this budget issue. Ms. Stacy, could you bring up the document that I have? It's the December 3, 2005 document. So I looked at the numbers, and Lower Saucon's population is 11,072. And if you go to the next page, Stacy, that is 24.3 square miles that we have here in the township. That's 456.2 people per square mile. And that is a total of 4,115 households. That's 2.7 people per household. And I was considering here, what can we do with that $9 million reserves to address the issues with the landfill closing? We're obviously going to have a waste issue in disposing of all of this waste. I don't know where it's going to go. Some people think that ferries are going to come take it in rocket ships up to space. That's not going to happen. So I think we need to address this problem now and get ahead of the problem. So Stacy, could you go to the next slide, please? I think we should invest that money in purchasing goats for every household in the township. Goats will sexually mature from 4 to 6 months. The gestation for a goat is about 150 days. And each goat can give you offspring of 1 to 3 goats. So the weaning, it takes about 10 to 12 weeks to wean a goat. You can just keep going up, Stacy, please. It takes about 10 to 12 weeks for goats to wean off. If we get ahead of this now, we can provide every household in this township with a goat herd, and that goat herd can be used to eat all the trash. If we're not going to have a landfill to put the trash in, I think that we should have goats. And the cost of this, a breeding goat, is about $300 to $400 a piece, and that's where these numbers come from. And I'm not talking about pygmy goats, I'm not talking about feigning goats, I'm talking about real goats, full-size goats that are legitimate. The cost of a goat is, raising a goat is about $480 a year. The cost of the labor is about $3,000 per year, but we can have the township taxpayers and residents put that labor in for free. Hay is about 28 bucks a ton. Minerals are $22 a year. The cost of grain is there as well. And if we look at that now, if we gave every household, Stacy, scroll back up the other way, please. Keep going up a little more. If we gave every household $2,500 now to fund this, we could have, if we can scroll up again, Stacy, we could, the other way, thanks. We could have a herd of goats in everybody's property. Think about that. That's a lot of trash eating that we could have taking place here in the township. Since we don't have a landfill to take the trash, why not be environmental and invest in goats for everyone? But there's added benefits to this too. Stacy, if you could scroll up a little more. The added benefits, you could create goat cheese. You can have goat soap. Goats are also companionship. They're very social and happier animals. They're happier in pairs.
You can get a free Ginsu knife too with this deal.
Right.
Well, Laura, you'd have a friend.
Well, actually, to you, Laura.
You'd have a friend. Your goat could be a friend. Companionship.
It'd improve the mental health of the toxic, miserable people that come in here all the time and they display their instability like that gentleman that was here.
Right. I mean, you and him should, it's companionship.
So if you keep going, Stacy, the cost of all this, 4,115 households times $2,500 goat subsidy, comes out to $10.27 million. That's a small price for financial and environmental freedom. I think the township should get ahead of this and invest in this now. So we can also generate some revenue from this. The goat cheese and the goat soap can generate revenue. And I also thought about, if we don't do this, what are some alternatives that we can do to get ahead of the budget crisis that's facing us? So Stacy, if you could go up to the next one, please. There we go. Oh, before we get on, I know Fire Chief Johnson is looking for a paid position, I think, and I think he was a former goat farmer, so I'd suggest that you, if you're going to do this, to form a Lower Saucon Township goat guru, and maybe Chief Johnson would want to apply for that. It seems like he might want a full-time job.
Be a shepherd.
For the township.
Like a shepherd.
Right, shepherd. So if that doesn't work, I have some alternatives as well to this. I think what we should probably do is immediately, we should cease all public works paving projects. We should allow all of our roads to revert back to dirt cart paths. That's one way to save a lot of money, right? We spent millions of dollars paving these roads over the years.
Yeah.
Let's go back to dirt. Let's take this township back to where it came from.
Some good out of the box thinking.
Yep. Another idea that I had is we could create a GoFundMe page.
We could seek donations to pay for the township services, the public works, and the staff. There's a lot of generous people in this township, and I think that they may come forward and really want to get behind funding this township other than through taxpayer dollars. Here's the other thing I had, another idea here. We could sell the public parks naming rights to all of the many corporations that Priscilla recruited here to Lower Saucon Township through her time at the Chamber of Commerce activities. Now, we know she just goes there for the dinners and the photo ops, but hopefully she made some connections with some businesses that would look better than this rubble pile that we have here. Another idea I have is maybe we could ask Hellertown Borough to give us some money back. We've always been very generous with our money to Hellertown because they were in need. Maybe they could be generous with us in our time of need. There's a lot of money that's been grifted over there, and I think that we should ask them to give us some money back because that may help to lighten this load. And then another idea I have is we all remember the Priscilla pine tree. When Priscilla opposed the Verizon cell phone tower in her backyard and tried to stop that from happening, even though it was permitted as a matter of right, and we wasted a lot of money on litigation that we ultimately settled in federal court because we knew we were going to lose. But if we decorated that pine tree, we could charge $5 a carload for lights on the Priscilla pine tree, and people could drive by and make a donation to the township. That's one thing for you to do, Priscilla, when you're free time, because I know you're not working. And then, Stacy, I don't know if you could pull up this link that I have here. I also think another option would be to do monthly bicycle drag racing on the rail trail. If we were to do that, obviously not in June or September because we have the hill climb, but if we could do that monthly drag racing with bicycles, this is an example of what I'm thinking of here. If we can get that to work, Stacy. I'm sorry. Well, I can always supply you with that later if you're interested in that option. But I was thinking somebody could run those bicycle drag races, and you could bet on them, and maybe the township could raise some money that way.
I think these are all great ideas. And I think, especially for the goats, I mean, we should at least try and set up some type of pilot project where, we can, maybe give 100 families, 500 families some goats to start next year. And then we see how it takes off from there. But, the pilot program, I think, would be a good starting point.
Yeah, and I wouldn't waste a lot of time. If the next slide, Stacy, we could have a referendum vote. I think if we're going to do this, we should change Lower Saucon's name. We should do an official ballot referendum, changing it from Lower Saucon Township to only Goats Township. This is just a sample ballot for a referendum. But the explanatory text is a yes vote authorizes Lower Saucon Township to formally change its official municipal name from Lower Saucon Township to only Goats Township in recognition of its successful implementation of goat herding to meet revenue and waste management needs and hide the incompetence of the untalented elected officials. So that's just one of my ideas. And I think there might be one more slide there, Stacy. Yeah, so, it is the season, it's the Christmas season here, and just remember, blessed are the tax collectors, for true charity comes not from the heart, but from through the glory of government confiscation. That's something that Jesus never said, and that's something that I never said up here on council. I don't think Tom did either. So, keep that in mind. What you're doing is you're confiscating people's hard-earned money through your incompetence, and I think you need to find other sources of revenue and other savings, which you totally and completely fail to acknowledge in this budget.
I'd like to make a motion to amend the budget to include a pilot program for funding of goats for families.
We have a motion on the floor.
I'll second that.
Second.
Can't have more than one motion, but we pretend.
See, they're so closed-minded. Oh, no, I'm gonna comment.
Motion works.
I'm gonna comment. They're so closed-minded, they won't, consider other options. They won't even have a vote on a motion.
When you're unemployed, you don't have any income.
So the township will, in a hard way. But I'll have some other comments later on that. But this budget, again, is a tax increase, no spending cuts, and it really has us on the financial brink because of what's coming down the road if we don't have the landfill expansion. And it's on, the blood is on their hands and the incoming council members who also support this. So nothing about that incident in Alpine Drive on Saturday night, Jeremy? Okay, he's tight-lipped. I guess there's police contract. Yeah.
Oh, wait, Laura, I have something to say.
You want to make comments?
Yes, about the
Okay.
budget?
You want to do the pine tree? Is that what
I
you're
want to
say?
go back to December of 2023, when we passed that budget for 2024. In January, the new council took over, which was Victoria, Laura, and I, and we had the option to open up the budget.
Raise tax.
Raise taxes. Call it what it is, raising taxes.
And we technically didn't raise taxes.
Technically,
We
yes, you
just
did.
brought it
They were
to
set
a
and you went higher.
slight amount. But the point I'm trying to make is,
That you're lying.
nuts and bolts in that budget was equal to what it is now, or what it was when we approved it with that slight fire tax increase,
You raised
right?
taxes.
We didn't change
You raised
anything
taxes.
else.
You moved money from the general purpose tax, you reduced the general purpose tax and added to the fire tax, so the overall millage rate was the same.
Right.
No.
So the
No, you
point
didn't.
he's
No, you
didn't. You
making,
raised
excuse
taxes.
me,
Stop
I'm
lying.
speaking.
But that's wrong. She's
Well,
wrong.
you're allowing her to speak to you, so we're gonna
Yeah.
speak to you.
Yeah,
We're gonna
that's
tell you
right.
that she's lying.
Having a
And
conversation.
not only that, you were speaking while
Okay.
Jason was talking.
Conversation with you or Jason.
So you allowed her to speak.
Just continue on, Priscilla.
So my point being that nothing changed between that budget or this budget, and so your point about.
Sure it did.
There were
Taxes
two
went
fire
up.
tax increases.
You increased
There were
taxes.
two fire tax increases.
And you're doing it again.
Is ridiculous.
You're
But that's all I
ridiculous.
have to say.
There were
You
two
can't
fire-
lie to the public about raising taxes and say you didn't raise taxes.
You did.
Well, you can, you
I
did, but
didn't
you
say
shouldn't.
exactly that. I
I
just
know you
said.
didn't, but I'm explaining to the public,
Oh,
I'm
you know I
translating.
didn't,
I
but
speak
yet you're gonna
Leonese,
keep
I can
Okay,
speak
will
what
you
you
stop
speak, and I
talking
can
over
translate
her?
for you.
You
I've sat with you
rude
for 6
man.
years, Priscilla, I know when you're lying.
There's no reason for comments like that. Please. No reason for personal attacks.
So it's not funny, Priscilla, you find it funny when you're called out for laughing, is that how you dismiss it?
I'd like lost right
Lori
rather
has
than
the
a
floor.
personal attack.
Raise them.
Lost Ray made a
How do you
personal
sit there with
attack
a
on
straight face
Jason.
and
I'd
not
like to
tell the public that you're
apologize.
raising
Lost,
taxes?
Lost, you should apologize.
How do you do that?
Quit being so soft.
I guess when you do it
Laura,
for
can
40
I be
years, it just comes
recognized?
natural.
Yes, you are
40
recognized.
years of lies
And
just
the
comes
other
off the tongue.
can
And
be quiet
Lost
because
Ray
they're
is
not recognized.
insulting you. I think she should apologize.
I just want to thank
Soft-
the staff for their efforts in putting the budget together. I know Jay worked very hard with Patty
their budget.
Yeah.
on getting the information and also with our department heads. Obviously, every community is facing a situation where costs of various items are increasing, including benefits, which we don't have much control over. And so we have to absorb those things, and we've done that in this budget, and we've absorbed that without increasing your general tax. So I'm thankful that we do have a reserve that can help us maintain our tax rate for the residents. As you would have seen at our last council meeting, there was quite a discussion about the fire tax and the need for increasing our fire tax to provide basic funding that would provide for the apparatus and various items that were wholly underfunded for years and years and years. And so we are correcting that action in your fire tax. But I just wanted to say thank you to the staff. A final reminder would be that people should, when they review the budget, they should understand that these are estimates based upon information that we have at this given time.
That's right.
And
The sleight of hand.
as the 2026 year proceeds, different figures may change the actual values as we enter the end of the year, just like they do every year. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being quiet.
All right, and I'll just recap the total millage rate that was paid in taxes in 2023. The total millage rate was 5.14 mils. That's not a lie.
No, that's what you said in January, but you said that in January.
2023, the millage rate that was paid
You
was
said it.
5.14
That you increased
total.
it to as soon as you took the majority of
In
council. And tell the public the truth.
2024, the total millage rate that was paid was still 5.14.
What was it before that?
Right.
What was it reduced to
You're
in 2022?
lying. You're lying that
Okay,
you raised it.
nobody got a
You raised it.
tax bill in the 2 weeks or
Right.
whatever that you,
Right, we passed the
quick
budget.
after you didn't win in the election to get your majority,
on the ballot
then
to win.
you
I wasn't.
reduced
I
the
wasn't on the ballot. Were you on the
taxes
ballot?
after the election.
When we were on the ballot, we
Just
beat,
to cause a
we beat the blonde
problem.
donkey handily.
So it's all
In fact, I
just
got more
smoke
votes than
and
Priscilla. She
mirrors
was very
and
upset about that
BS
for
from
years.
you
Seething about it.
constantly.
Seething about it, still seething about it.
I'm going to say we are now going up a whole 0.6 mil for the fire tax increase.
tick, tick,
And if
tick.
you look over and see what's going on in Bethlehem, the
cares?
city where they are paid,
Who cares? We're not in Bethlehem. We're in Lower
they
Saucon.
are scrambling and begging for more money for their fire department as well. It's not something that's just unique to Lower Saucon Township. Look in New Jersey, look in all the townships. Everybody's struggling
So
to
let's
keep
close the
their fire
landfill.
departments
Let's kill the
up to
golden goose.
snuff. Will you stop
Let's cut
talking
off
over me?
$4.5 million.
Stop talking over
I'm not.
me.
I'm speaking truth.
You are not.
Tell the truth to the public. You're
Okay,
killing
so
the
let's
golden
have a
goose.
roll call.
No, I
You're
want,
killing the
I'm
golden
my
goose,
comment.
and you want to
You
raise
had your
taxes.
comments.
You have
Jay.
no solutions.
Jay,
We have a roll
would
call,
we be able to
please.
afford these spending levels in 3 years,
We are
4
having
years
a roll
after
call.
the landfill closes? Will we be able to afford these spending levels? Adjustment
that means
of the
raise
tax rate, how, up or down?
Really, there's so many
Obviously
variables.
up, obviously up. It's not obvious to them, it's not obvious to them, it's not obvious to them.
Stop yelling. We're having a roll call.
You got
Easy
years
loss.
to figure it out, and you're doing nothing about it here.
Yep.
Years to figure it out.
Ms. De Leon,
Yes.
Ms. Ray,
Yes.
Mr. Benonis,
No.
Ms. Altough Cordero,
Yes.
Mr. Carochi.
No.
Motion passes 3-2.
All right, 5D is Resolution 73-2025, fixing the general purpose tax levy for 2026. I'll make the motion to approve the resolution that sets the general purpose tax levy for 2026 at 4.24 mils and the fire tax at 1.5 mils.
Second.
Okay,
Let's be clear, this is
comments?
this is a tax increase, everybody. This is a tax increase that's brought to you by the Democrats, the majority of council up here.
Do we have comments besides that?
Yeah, I'll comment on it. Again, I think it's an illegal tax increase. There's no reason for a tax increase. You have millions of dollars. You should return the millions of dollars to the taxpayers instead of hoarding their cash. And you should learn to be responsible with your budget, and should also learn to appreciate the landfill, which pays to us currently $2.5 million a year, and under the new host agreement will pay to us $4.5 million a year for the next 18 years at a total of about $70 to $80 million. But instead, you stick your head in the sand because you have landfill derangement syndrome. You hate the landfill and everything that it provides to this township. You want to destroy the landfill. You're fixated on it like some psychopath. And instead, you're going to raise taxes and burden the taxpayers because they're the piggy bank that every Democrat counts on to pay for their malfeasance. It's insane. It's absolutely, it's insane that people would vote you people in. It's insane that this majority of council is about to be 5 Democrats, all 5 of whom really have no experience whatsoever in doing anything of any accomplishment in life, let alone manage a multi-million-dollar budget. And yet you're entrusted with this, and what do? You screw it up, you raise taxes because you're covering up for your own incompetence. It's amazing to me, truly amazing.
And everybody has their own opinion. And I just go back to my comments I said before
They're numbers,
about.
Priscilla, they're not opinions, they're numbers. Numbers don't lie.
She doesn't know. She doesn't know the difference.
Well, this goes along with the budget we just approved, so.
The illegal budget.
Victoria, do you have comments?
No.
Oh, my God.
Wow, that's a first.
Okay, let's have a roll call.
You're supposed to get out of here before the crowd realizes what she's
Ray,
doing.
Yes.
Mr. Benonis,
I will never vote for a tax increase in this township.
Ms. Altough Cordero,
Yes.
Mr. Carochi,
No.
Ms. De Leon.
Yes.
Motion passes 3-2.
All right, item 5E, Resolution 74-2025, fixing the EIT, real estate transfer tax, and local services tax for general purpose. I'll make a motion that we accept, or that we approve Resolution 74-2025, setting the tax rates for 2026. Can I have a second? Did you get that? Okay. Do we have discussion?
I have no comment.
Okay, hearing none. Can we have a roll call?
Mr. Benonis,
No.
Ms. Altough Cordero,
Yes.
Carochi,
No.
Ms. De Leon,
Yes.
Ms. Ray.
Yes.
Passes 3-2.
All right, next is
Mr.
item.
Mailer, right here. Time to restore our community. November
Item
7th, new council
5F.
majority. Voters deserve respect,
Councilmember
cooperation, and
Benonis's and
transparency.
Caroche's
Stop wasteful spending
accomplishments
on legal fees and
for
unplanned projects.
2020
There will
to
be a watchdog over
2025.
taxpayer
He's already
dollars.
started.
We've received.
Prioritize our
Yeah.
residents' concerns. We don't owe favors to any special interest groups. Foster transparency at all levels of government. There they are, right there. Purple people eaters.
All right, you want to start with your,
Oh, yeah. Well, it's been a good 6 years to be on this. Well, it's been a good 4 years. The last 2 years have been hell because of the three clowns I sit up here with. Not you, Tom, obviously. Not Jay either. But I think it's appropriate for us to look back. You know, when we ran for council, we were committed to serving only for 2 years because this township has a lot of dead weight. And the dead weight's sitting over here on the end. She's been on this council for 40 years.
weight.
Literally. And she's accomplished very little in those 40 years. So we accomplished a lot. We weren't going to serve on council forever. There's no point in doing that. If you're not going to accomplish anything, then get out of the way. So I'd like to go over just some of the things that I'm proud of having accomplished here. And, you know, I'm proud of the accomplishments, you know, with Tom, Sandy Yerger, Mark Ingalls, Jen Zavacki, who served on council, former township manager Leslie Hoon, former manager Mark Hudson, former acting manager and assistant manager and finance director Kathy Gorman, former solicitor Link Treadwell, Chief Barnt, and Roger Racich, the director of public works, as well as the entire Lower Saucon Township staff. There's so many others in the community that I'd like to thank as well. They're too numerous to name, and some of them may not want to be named because they prefer to be generous and anonymous. But I can't thank you enough for all of your collective efforts and accomplishments to drastically improve our community. And some of those things are, and there's an exhaustive list. I can't possibly go over everything, but we did 2 tax cuts in 2020, which was a total of 1.25 mils, and that was during a pandemic. Everybody remembers the pandemic. And then we did another 2 tax cuts in 2023, which were erased by these three when they took the majority, and immediately the first order of business was to raise taxes. We took on no new debt. During the pandemic, we kept the township and all services open and fully operational. We gave raises and bonuses to all township staff. Every year we were in the majority, we gave them raises and bonuses. We hired a competent full-time new manager and a full-time assistant manager and finance director. And all of those are sorely missing now for almost 2 years. We do not have a full-time manager for almost 2 years now. Can you believe that? How does a township operate without a full-time manager? Not very well. No offense, Jay. You're doing admirably, filling in on a part-time basis. We finalized the Steel Club and John's Place developments, which will provide places of recreation and residence and homes for people to live here. We replaced the landfill host municipal inspector. We authorized the landfill realignment to allow for continued operation and host fees. We pursued and acquired open space, literally dozens of acres, maybe hundreds of acres. We fully funded the volunteer fire companies, but apparently that's never enough according to some. We oversaw the legal completion of the merger between Southeastern, Seawyco, and Lightsville fire companies. We incentivized Steel City, and ultimately Steel City merged as well. We amended the fire tax fund limitations to expand from just equipment to fire services, giving us more flexibility in spending. We constructed a plan for the remaining ladder truck payments, which these three blew apart because they wanted to prepay it and run down the fire services fund so they could try to justify a tax. We revamped the structure of council meetings to make them more efficient and user-friendly, especially to township residents and taxpayers. We continued the renovations to Township Hall. We filled zoning and board vacancies with capable and intelligent candidates, not the incompetent, clueless political cronies that have been put onto these committees by these three. We revamped the policies and funded community signs, such as the autistic sign in front of the Optop Cordero home. We replaced the windows in the Heller Homestead Widows House. We provided financial relief to the Saucon Valley Conservancy. We acquired a new police canine dog and new police uniforms. We negotiated favorable contracts with the uniformed and non-uniformed staff. We acquired new firearms for the police and body cameras and a body cam policy for the police. We acquired a bunch of new police vehicles. We expanded the police force by 25% to meet the growing criminal element that's coming from the other communities that underfund and embezzle from their public safety.
We implemented a comprehensive plan for the Saucon Valley Partnership with the Borough of Hellertown and the School District. We purchased lots of new machines for the public works and police cars, like I said. We advanced a plan to have the county address and replace its failing and closed Meadows Road Bridge, which is finally coming. I just wish it wasn't delayed by Lamont and Clore's administration, or maybe the Meadows would have burned to the ground. We launched the Walks Works program, initiated through Route 378 Economic Development Task Force. We rezoned land for landfill expansion that included environmental easements. We entered into a new host agreement, the highest in the state by far, that was projected to provide revenue to the township of $70 to $80 million, providing financial security for the future for the next 18 years or so. We also included in that agreement property protection guarantees for the adjacent homeowners, but that doesn't seem to matter when you're a hysterical idiot suffering from landfill derangement syndrome. We rezoned the Easton Road to provide relief to the residents who are trapped between an interstate and an industrial park, but that doesn't matter even when it helps everyone. We rezoned 412 to become consistent with the existing commercial uses. Again, that's been wasted by these three because they brought in the highly profitable nonprofit St. Luke's, sneaking in and not paying any taxes. We renamed the Sandra Yerger Community Recreation Area and Nature Preserve to honor an exemplary citizen who championed the open space and put her money where her mouth was and didn't put out her hand so she could put the money in her pockets like so many that are looking for a government handout. We built pickleball courts at Polk Valley Park, clearly not used by these three up here. We expanded the public pool options. We remodeled the Town Hall Park softball field for girls and women. We improved the lighting at the outdoor public basketball courts here at Town Hall. And we remodeled the Eastern Road ball field to provide the Saucon Valley community with its only lighted full-size baseball field. Long overdue. So the list goes on and on. I'm probably missing a bunch of things, but I consider that we did all of those things really in 4 years in the majority. It wasn't 6 years. Nothing was accomplished in the last 2 years because they can't accomplish anything. When you have three stooges in charge, you can't get anything done.
Well, they couldn't even have a permanent township manager, which tells you something. But yeah, I'm proud of those accomplishments that Jason mentioned. Like you said, most of them occurred during the first 4 years when we were in the majority. But I'd also, we also had a lot of help, and I would like to thank with those accomplishments and with our accomplishments, Jason and I's accomplishments. I'd like to thank Mark Ingalls, who was on council with us. He was son of the township, product of Saucon Valley Schools, made a courageous vote to approve landfill expansion, even though he knew it would probably cost him the election. He truly put the township and its residents above himself and holding political office. He's a true profile in courage. It's something the majority of the council, especially Priscilla De Leon, could never understand. She's been here for 40 years and hasn't done anything. And I have a certificate to that effect for her. And then Sandy Yerger, as Jason mentioned, served approximately 20 years, was the most knowledgeable conservationist in Lower Saucon Township. Her contributions to the township too numerous to list. We're going to thank Sandy for her service if she's watching. Jennifer Zavacki was solely responsible for the pickleball courts at Polk Valley Park. Even though her time was brief on council, she served with integrity and civility. Our former township managers, Leslie Hume, she served the township with distinction for a long time, beginning as an assistant township manager, became the permanent township manager before Priscilla ran her off. She really held the township together during COVID. There was no interruption of services. Township's office remained open, and all required township meetings were held by Zoom. That's all because of Leslie Hume when she was township manager. And then Kathy Gorman, our former finance director and former interim township manager. I don't think anybody worked harder than her over the past 6 years that Jason and I have been on council. She's truly dedicated to the township, and the way the council majority treated her over the past year was nothing short of disgraceful. She's left the township, obviously, rather than be treated like she was by these three. But most importantly, all the township staff. It's the most valuable asset in the township is the township staff. They've done an especially great job during the 6 years that Jason and I have been here. They really have. I think we have the best township staff in the Lehigh Valley. And then Link Treadwell, our former solicitor, I think he's the best solicitor in the Lehigh Valley, negotiated many labor contracts with us, was instrumental in merging the fire companies and the expansion of the landfill and negotiating the host municipal agreement that, as Jason said, is the best one in the state. Chief Barnt, a lifetime of dedication to this township, both as police and chief and fire chief. And Jay, sent a list of some of the 2025 accomplishments of the police department. They conducted 10 traffic details, 15 community problem-solving details, 1 operation safe stop for the school buses. They hired 1 full-time officer, which was something that Jason and I had authorized, an expansion of our officers by 4. And then, they deployed their body cameras. They had their PA Chiefs of Police reaccreditation assessment and were recommended for their 4th reaccreditation. They received over $369,000 in grants, and they applied for another $1.6 million in grants. So they're doing great, and all because of Chief Barnt. I'm glad he's been the chief for the 6 years that I've been on council. Same with Roger Razich and the Public Works. They do a great job. Whenever I received a complaint about a road not being plowed, it was always a state road. And I would point that out to the complaining party, that Lower Saucon Township does a much better job than PennDOT, because they do. Our roads are clean, and they're cleaned quickly. It's PennDOT that is a little lacking out here on 378 and some other areas in the state. So then we have my current colleagues. Jason, after 6 years on council, I can honestly say it's the worst decision we've ever made to run.
I agree.
Not just kidding. But it was really a great decision, because we decided to do it because we wanted our kids to have a nice, safe place to grow up with great parks and amenities. We did it for the future of the township, especially the financial future of the township with landfill expansion. We knew that would be on the agendas, and we went out of our way to put it on the agenda because it was so important. That expansion is so vital to the nature of our township. We need that revenue. If we don't have that revenue, we'll have to develop and congest the township to create some type of other revenue. So, and like Jason said, we also said we're only going to run and do a couple big things. This wasn't a lifetime job like Priscilla seems to think it is. We have other things to do, and other people deserve chances to serve. But we did big things. We did, the ball field with lights, the pickleball courts, landfill expansion, consolidation of fire services, paving of whole neighborhoods. We repaved more roads than any council in the past 50 years by far. It wasn't even close, because we started contracting out some of the paving work. It's been a lot of fun, my brother. Thank you for the adventure. I got you a little something.
I got something too. You interrupted me before, so you want to go first?
I want to go first.
Yeah, you go first.
A little thing. You want to thing to show it to the people. I think you'll like it. What's that? It's heavy. It's glass, and all that. I'm not done my comments yet. I still have my other colleagues up here. You can show it to everybody.
Yep.
You show it to everybody.
Yep,
It's our big landfill win.
Sorry, sir.
They did a resign bananas, and then there's the morning call article over there.
Thank you so much, Tom. I appreciate that very much.
You bet.
One of the finest achievements here.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I have something for you as well.
Oh, thank you.
So, before we yield the floor here, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna yield the floor. Thank Jay. Yeah, I'm gonna thank Jay.
Go ahead, you can finish.
Jay, Jay Finnegan was great. Now, I was rough on Jay at our first meeting, because while I'd heard good things about him, some of the things in his contract were concerning me. Like I couldn't make fun of his ridiculous New England accent without the township incurring a financial penalty. It was like ridiculous, right? But I wanted to test him to see if he'd stick it out, because I didn't want to waste my time if someone wasn't going to stick it out. And he was tough. He stuck it out. He stuck it out, and I thank you for doing that. I asked him why he wanted this job, and he hemmed and hawed, but I figured, I surmised he was retired and bored, and I said, well, I could solve that problem. I can solve that problem, and I did. So, I'm a humanitarian, first and foremost, Jason. Absolutely. And, so he's done a great job. The township's been lucky to have him, and I think we'll have a reward, and a certificate award for him. Yes. There we go. All right, we'll need a picture of the newsletter for this one. Thanks. All right, Lower Saucon Township's first annual integrity award, presented to Jay Finnegan. Having strong moral principles, doing the right thing even when no one is watching, and staying true to one's values and beliefs, acting with courage, fairness, authenticity, and sincerity. So to Jay Finnegan, the first. It's like when they give away the Cy Young Award or the Heisman Trophy. It's named the first winner. It's usually named after, although that wasn't the case with the Heisman Award, but it was with Cy Young. But so this is the Jay Finnegan Award. And the first winner. Yes. Hold it up for the newsletter, Jay. We have a newsletter.
We'll have photo op.
Thank you.
Photo op. Look at his, oh my God, he has a tie thing on.
I'm getting a big award from
That's a mascot. What is that called?
Yeah.
Mascot? What is that?
Hold on. So, it's Stacy Werkheiser always attends these meetings, sometimes until 1 or 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, when Victoria talks a lot. And it was her birthday yesterday, so I wanted to get her something of gratitude for all of her service in to the township.
They said yes.
Happy birthday. Thank you. Now the other 3. Oh, jeez. All right. Well, I'm going to do 2 out of the 3. I think I'll leave them. Lost Ray, council president. She likes to email Jason and I late at night on Christmas Eve, complaining about us, about everything. So she did it, she does, 1, 2 in the morning. She just sends us emails on Christmas Eve.
1, 2, and 3.
Complaining about us. Then she posts our home address. But you got to think about it. She posts our home address trying to get people to protest at our houses on Christmas. Now, we weren't too worried because if you're home alone on Christmas Eve, sending out emails about how unhappy you are with us to us, how many people can you really rally to go on a Christmas Day protest? So it didn't work. It's not surprisingly. But she's a unique individual. You rarely find somebody with the anger and rage of a hornet coupled with the IQ of a baked potato. But Lost Ray is, you are unique. And I thank you, and your Christmas present is a potato that you can bake. You
got a friend.
And,
It's a friend.
maybe you can challenge it to a game of Scrabble or something, and have a nice Christmas. All right. Now, Miss De Leon. Miss De Leon. Where are you here?
I guess your
Miss De
future will
Leon.
be
So,
a comedy show. We're going to open up a comedy club
Miss
in
De Leon.
Lower Saucon.
So humorless.
So
Yeah.
Miss De Leon has served on council for well over 40 years.
You guys are hilarious.
She doesn't really have a job. She hasn't had a job for a long time. She got the police to give her a handicap placard, right?
We're
for
at the
her thing.
Bononis
So-
Carochi accomplishments.
So, I'm going to present a certificate of achievement presented to Priscilla De Leon for achieving absolutely nothing on behalf of Lower Saucon Township in 40 years on council. Stated December 3rd, 2005, and signed by Jason and I. You want a picture for the newsletter? Yeah,
You mean the follow-up, the photo op you had over there with Jay?
Yeah, Yeah.
All
right. There we go. Date night. All right. I'm finished.
All right, so before I yield the floor here, you may recall there was a meeting where Victoria accused Tom of using his mind as a weapon. Used his mind as a weapon. So, I know Officer Hance is here, and he's here on behalf of the police union, and I just want to make sure the public is aware that Tom's mind is a weapon. And I don't want the police department or the public to be worried about that. So I made sure that Tom has registered his mine with the International Registry of Lethal Mines. I have a certificate here from the International Registry of Lethal Mines.
This is
Thomas
supposed to
Croce,
be
I'll
a
read this to you.
council meeting.
Stacy, could you pull it up? I have a picture of it. The public might want to see this.
I want to see it.
Meeting,
Tom 1.
Grace.
That means there's a Tom
Yeah,
too.
there it is. Yeah. So, again, the International Registry of Lethal Mines, Thomas Croce. This official certification from the International Registry of Lethal Mines certifies the lethality of the recipient's lethal mine. May it be known worldwide that the recipient upholds our global standards of proficiency and ethical conduct and possesses the moral obligation and commitment to upholding the highest standards of discipline, respect, and skill in the pursuit of truth and freedom.
Wow.
No finer words.
That's quite
And
a
it's signed by Baron von Manilow, the founder and the president.
Wow, Baron, thank you, thank you,
Well done.
thank you, I
Well done.
appreciate it.
Well done.
I can't tell you how honored I am, and now that it's registered, I feel, safer about, when I unleash it on others, that they know what is coming. But thank you. Thank you. But you know what? That's so nice. I'm gonna replace my Good Behavior Award. I'm still the only member of Lower Saucon Township to ever receive a Good Behavior Award, which I'm very proud of. It's the first and only Good Behavior Award I've ever won in my life, and so we'll keep that there.
Well, you may need an expansion for your house.
Oh my gosh.
In addition for all these awards.
Oh.
So I have one other one, and this is really the meaningful award here. Stacey, could you pull this one up? This is Tom number 2.
We need pictures for the newsletter.
So this is the. No, try the other Tom number 2. Maybe that one will work.
Put a lot of effort into this.
Yeah, there it is.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is
I'm
the
on there.
Lower Saucon Township Third of a Millennium Exceptional Community
Illegal
Service
use of
Award presented
lingo.
to Thomas Croce. And I'll share this with the public.
Right?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they
Whereas,
have permission to use that.
Yeah.
excuse me.
I don't know.
Excuse me.
You're using our logo. Did you have permission to use that?
Whereas, until the mid-17th century, Lenape Native American tribes hunted and inhabited the land of Lower Saucon Township. European traders first arrived in the area in the 17th century, and the Lenape peacefully traded with them, with the exception of several periodic skirmishes. William Penn, who founded the colonial-era province of Pennsylvania, one of the initial 13 colonies, was granted land on March 4, 1681 by King Charles II to repay a debt owed to Penn's father. The land grant included what is now Lower Saucon Township. Whereas in 1737, Penn's sons expanded their land holdings throughout the Walking Purchase to include most of the Lehigh Valley. Although the Lenape did not think this was a legitimate claim, they eventually moved out of the area, allowing Europeans to settle in. Whereas sometimes before 1737, Nathaniel Irish established a farm, built a grist and sawmill, and opened a land office for William Penn. Nathaniel Irish is considered the first European settler in Lower Saucon Township. Irish was the first justice of the peace in the area, and the first King's Highway from Philadelphia to the Lehigh Valley, built in 1737, led to his property. Whereas Lower Saucon Township was chartered in 1743, when it was still part of Bucks County, it was established in the rich farmland along Saucon Creek. The name Saucon comes from the native Unami language word sakunk, meaning at the mouth of the creek. The township also included South Bethlehem until 1865 and Hellertown until 1872. May it forever be known to all persons of goodwill that heretofore, in the 3 centuries since Nathaniel Irish, no other citizen and public servant has made such a lasting impact on Lower Saucon Township as Thomas Croce. Now, this 3rd day of December in the 2025th year of our Lord, Thomas Croce shall ever be recognized and immortalized for selfless, tireless devotion to citizenship, integrity, and spirit so outstanding they transcend time itself.
Oh, thank you. Wow, thank you, thank you.
There you go.
Thank you. Beautiful. Look at that. So, I believe, with the 250th year of our country, I believe I may be the first citizen in the whole country that got citizen of their township for the quarter millennium.
From the birth.
And so
Well done.
You'll notice in our budget there was no money set aside to celebrate our country's 250th anniversary next year by the Democrats. We have a nice sign in the hall next door from 1776 that named some of our residents who died in wars. We did that in 1776. They have no plans for next year because they really don't like America. But thank you so much for this honor.
Thank you.
It's really great, and thank you. You want to get a picture for the newsletter?
Yeah.
Yeah. And who else forgot? All right, who else?
Take your own picture.
Yeah.
Take a selfie.
It's not going.
Yeah.
You done?
Yeah. No, not yet. All right. There we go. All right. Yeah. Like it. Thank you.
Well done.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you. It's been an honor, sir. Yeah, I did also, I forgot to thank Brian. Brian, it's been wonderful working with you for these past 6 years. We did a lot of good paving projects, and we helped that neighborhood, and the ball field in particular. You did amazing work. Just look at this. You're not, the people aren't even be able to see me anymore.
We'll put it in front of one of them.
Oh, you're right. We'll put it in front of one of them, yeah. Thank you. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Wow, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm speechless. Thank you, Brian, for all your help.
Thank you, Brian.
I couldn't have gotten these awards without your help, Brian. Thank you. And yours too, Jay. Thank you very much. Thank you. And Officer Hance, thank you. Still like to hear about Alpine Drive when you have a chance.
All right, Priscilla, do you want to make comments?
I do. First of all, you know, we're talking about lies here. I've not been on council for 40 years. That's a lie. I was elected in 1987, served my first term in 1988. If I do my math correctly, that's 37 years. And for those of you that want to know more about what I've done over those past 37 years, my write-up is on sauconvalleytogether.org.com on the website, and go to my page and you can read all about what I've done in those 37 years. So first of all, I'd like to do point of order for the record and have the record reflect that, in my opinion, it's an illegal use of our township logo on those paperworks that they just gave out.
She's very jealous of my awards.
I'm talking.
See?
It looks like it's official action,
See?
and it's not.
Very jealous of my awards.
So I would
Even
really,
calling the legitimacy of my awards in
Stop talking over her.
I am really not happy that that happened, Jay. I don't know if you were aware of that or not, but anybody can swipe a logo. But
she's not happy.
Are you ever happy?
You aware of that, Jay?
Are you ever happy?
Jay, were you aware of that?
a lot of times I'm very happy with my life. So I'm talking about accountability and stewardship. So I gave this a lot of thought, and I went back over the past 3 years maybe, and came up with some things that really I did not like. Resolution 10-2022 on January 3rd, 2022, Council voted 4-1, DeLeon no, to approve the township's labor solicitor fee schedule, removing the long-standing requirement for prior council consent before consultant projects could be undertaken. I hope the people in the back of the room are listening for transparency. Resolution 10-2023, January 3rd, 2023, Council again voted 4-1, DeLeon no, to approve the township's labor solicitor special projects attorney fee schedule. This resolution directed that any special projects, or assignments will be assigned by the township manager in consultation with the township solicitor on an as-need basis. And further stated that any and all actions of Eckerd, Siemens, Sharon, and LLC taken in 2022 with regard to library services in Lower Saucon and all other associated issues are hereby ratified, confirmed, and approved by the Council of Lower Saucon Township. By these votes, Council abdicated its fiscal and ethical responsibilities, allowing taxpayers' spending to be approved without oversight. Between January 2022 and 2023, 108,411 $108,411.88 was directed to library-related litigation rather than funding the Hellertown Area Library. The Saucon Valley Partnership ceased meeting after 2021, and the Saucon Valley Compost Center was closed, ending valued regional programs and weakening community ties. Budgets exist to ensure expenses are approved before they are incurred. By removing council's prior consent, the former majority undermined fiscal discipline and accountability. This removal of oversight language was unprecedented in my time on council. We're talking 37 years. It is not good stewardship of taxpayer money, nor is it the public's best interest to pay expenses without prior approval. Council's responsibility to be a fiscal watchdog, protecting taxpayer dollars, enforcing compliance with laws and policies, and ensuring accountability in every decision. Since 2024, the current majority has worked to restore trust, transparency, and community partnerships. And that would be Ms. Ray, Ms. DeLeon, and Ms. Optoff-Cordera. Reinstated emphasis on accountability through committee report deadlines and that's being very rude. I'd like to reflect that the record that Jason what did he do? Took a bag and
He's just making noise.
making noise. Yes, just to be, I don't know. So back to repeating what I just said. So since 2024, the current majority has worked to restore trust, transparency, and community partnerships. Reinstated emphasis on accountability through committee report deadlines and compliance tracking. Advance initiatives that reinforce community trust, protect local heritage, and rebuild regional cooperation. Prioritize rejoining and funding the Hellertown Area Library, shifting focus away from costly litigation and towards service delivery for residents. I pledge to strengthen communication with our neighbors and revive the community relationship built over decades with Hellertown Borough. The Saucon Valley Partnership, which I helped create, has not met since 2021, and restoring its role is essential. I am pleased to report that lawsuits with Hellertown, the Hellertown Area Library, the Compost Center, and the Right to Know have now been settled. Laura, there's people talking in the back of the room, please.
Yes, can you take your conversation to the hall?
I am pleased to report that law, I just repeated again, which is making me happy because I like this paragraph. I am pleased to report that lawsuits with Hellertown and the Hellertown Area Library, the Compost Center, and the Right to Know have now been settled. As a result, residents once again have library access cards and use of the Compost Center. These outcomes restore important services and mark the beginning of renewed trust between our communities. The people deserve cooperation services and a home library, not endless litigation and wasted taxpayer dollars. With transparency, fiscal discipline, and stewardship, Council can fulfill its true responsibility to safeguard the public interest and ensure that community partnerships thrive for generations. Going on. History shows that this is out of Saucon Shenanigans, dated October 26, 2025.
That's a reliable source.
Andrea Witchen.
That's propaganda.
Excuse me, I have the floor.
Well, you're citing propaganda, like it's authority.
History shows that Lower Saucon Township has faced physical challenges before and responded with foresight. Prior to the Phase 4 landfill expansion, the township was warned that capacity would be reached and operations will end by 2023. Unlike the reactive posture of 2023, the council of an earlier era set out on a deliberate course to pay down township debt. The reasoning was clear. Eliminate debt would also eliminate the cost of debt service, positioning the township to better manage the anticipated loss of host fees. At the October 23rd, 2019 council meeting, then financial officer Kathy Gorman reported that township debt stood at $979,710 in general fund bonds and notes payable, and $48,520 in special tax fund bonds and notes payable. And apparently, Andrew must have wrote to the manager. According to acting township manager Jay Finnegan, email of October 13th, 2025, by the end of 2019, more than $1 million in debt was reduced to zero. Now that's an accomplishment. Okay, so everybody out there, do you hear that? It was done before and it can be done again. And just to go over some spending under 2020, from December 2022 to October 14, 2025, fast forward to today and the contrast could not be sharper. Lower Saucon Township has spent an unprecedented $789,580 on legal fees and related matters.
Because you get us sued by the landfill.
I am speaking.
You get us sued by the landfill.
You are insignificant right now, and stop talking to me.
I'm not insignificant.
You are too.
You're lying.
Breakdown of costs.
Because your secret meeting that you had, you got us sued.
Library, You don't like what I'm saying.
I can't wait to be
$230,182.
deposed in that litigation.
Hellertown, $15,678. Landfill Sunshine, $11,823. And I'll be posting this on my website, on my Facebook page then, so if anybody's not hearing because of the interruptions. Verizon, $12,936. Petrie Zoning, $57,454. Zoning, $13,598. Right to Know, $22,803. Conditional use hearing for landfill, $23,122. Ordinance, $19,988. Council members' lawsuits, $1,451. General, $3,800,547. And that's totaling $789.50. Yeah, a lot of big numbers here. $789,580 on legal fees. Since 2024, however, the new majority on council has taken decisive steps to settle lawsuits and restore stability. Services with Hellertown Borough and the Hellertown Area Library and the Compost Center have been renewed, and costly disputes have been resolved. The shift marks a turning point. After years of fiscal waste and litigation, the township finally is returning to a path of responsible governance, restored partnerships, community investment. The lesson is undeniable. In 2019, the leadership acted with discipline and foresight, eliminating debt, freeing the township from burdensome service costs. By 2023, fiscal chaos.
You take the conversation into the hallway.
Thank you,
Priscilla, go in
Lauren.
the hallway.
I'll just repeat it again. The lesson is undeniable. In 2019, leadership acted with discipline and foresight, eliminating debt and freeing the townships from burdensome service costs. By 2023, fiscal chaos and runaway legal spending dominated the budget. But since 2024, the new majority has begun to reverse course, proving that stewardship and accountability can still prevail. Debt reduction was once a hallmark of responsible leadership. Today, the township is working to rebuild trust, redirect resources towards residents, and ensure that fiscal garbage no longer piles up at the expense of the community.
But the trash will.
I'm done, Laura. Thank you.
Oh, my God.
All right. Victoria?
Boring.
I could sit here probably for days and fact check the information.
That Priscilla just read. That Priscilla just read.
I find it disheartening to hear that both council members try and take credit for things that our staff had done over the years, things that are routinely done, but that our staff does with dignity and respect, and instead of giving them the credit that they deserve, Mr. Bononis and Mr. Croce try and take credit as if they were the ones out there paving the roads, that they were the ones out there fighting fires, that they were the ones out there, you know, getting criminals, that they were the ones
Getting
drafting
awards.
the ordinances, that they were the ones doing all of the hard work that our staff did.
Did we say that? Did we say that?
I think the other,
Stop interrupting.
I don't want to waste any more of our professionals' time
Well, then shut up.
by going through a fact check with the information that was false by Mr. Bononis and Mr. Carucci. However, I will point to this.
However, I have to hear myself.
Mr. Bononis and Mr. Carucci had an opportunity to use their talents, to use their intellect,
We did.
to use their knowledge to help the community.
These awards
I
show
think
that
at
I
one
did.
point in
These awards
time-
show that I did.
I think at one point in time, at least one of them was hopeful that he could tell the future generations and be a model, a role model for them.
I am. You see
Speak
these
to them.
awards? Obviously, I am.
He implored people to accept change. He implored graduates to change, saying it's the only constant they will find in their life.
Yes. Yeah.
He also urged graduates to accept responsibility.
Why don't you? Why don't you apologize and settle the defamation lawsuit?
Instead of
Why don't you
taking his
apologize
own
for
advice,
defaming right out of the gate?
accepting change
Stop
that
interrupting.
voters did not want
Stop interrupting.
Mr. Bononis and Mr. Carucci's agenda to continue, they decided to ruin anything that they had done that was positive. They took a course of conduct in the past 2 years to destroy their own legacy. And their conduct tonight is a prime display of how much they have burnt their own legacy into flames. And so for anybody that gets to see our township council meetings for the last 2 years, for the students that he spoke to, for maybe the children that he taught or they taught at Little League or other organizations that they tried to be an example, I think he also had told people to be kind.
Why don't you
And
start
I
with your
questioned
damn
to myself,
defamation right out of the gate.
what happened to that person?
The funny thing is.
What happened to the person that encouraged kindness, the person that wanted to be a beacon of leadership? Instead, they both took a course of conduct to strain our township
Talk about the
resources
defamation. Tell
and
the public about your defamation.
insult people because they had no other meaningful, intelligent information to share.
I have a lethal mind. How can I not?
How about when you pushed Mr.
Perhaps
Belan
one
out of the way
day,
that one time?
they will
at the
reflect
landfill
upon their
meeting?
actions and show humility and remorse. Maybe one day they can explain to their children and grandchildren why their intellect drove them to resort to name-calling, personal insults, mockery, and explosive behaviors. Until then, may God have mercy on their soul.
Amen.
And may our community
Hallelujah.
move forward with a bright beacon of leadership by council who take their oath of service seriously and put the best interest of this community, our neighbors and friends and partners first. That's what we have to look forward to. That's what I look forward to in 2026.
I look forward to stopping talking.
And I think the voters have also spoken.
Yeah, they have.
twice.
They have. We beat you. We ran head to head against you, and we cleaned your clock.
Exactly. And then
We cleaned your clock.
You do not have the floor. You've had your
Cleaned your
time to
clock.
speak. Your time to speak is done.
And I would appoint
Accuse us
tomorrow
of taking money from the
awards.
landfill.
You done,
you have
Victoria?
no
I'm
soul
done.
whatsoever.
Okay.
You have you have zero
Motion,
integrity.
so I think
This
that
is
we
a
should
woman.
just move on to the next thing.
No, I'm going to speak because
Oh.
I often get
That's true.
left off.
Why?
I often
This is
stop
therapeutic.
and don't speak.
Why do you get left off?
Well, let's see, you forgot your major accomplishments for the last 2 years since I've been up here, and that
There are none
is
because you have the majority.
you waste more time than anybody ever.
Nobody spoke more than Priscilla.
So in
Nobody spoke longer than
2024,
Victoria.
we've had our meetings, 23 meetings, 109 hours, 28 minutes.
You must
I
like
didn't
us.
count
Because you
the
don't have a lot of
executive
meetings. Our meetings were
sessions
short
where
and
we get
efficient.
screamed at back there.
We're short and
So
efficient.
that averages out to 4 hours and 45 minutes per meeting, which is ridiculous. There's no reason why meetings shouldn't be 2 hours or so. I will get into the cost of this. For 2025, for our meetings up until tonight, which I didn't have the statistics on,
Oh, Jesus.
we had
Busy day, I guess, right? There's so much going on.
average meeting time of over 3 hours and 45 minutes. So last year, we had 5 meetings greater than 6 hours, 2 meetings greater than 8 hours, 1 meeting greater than 9 hours.
Oh, my God.
This year, we had a meeting that was almost 6 hours, 2 meetings greater than 6 hours, and 1 meeting almost 8 hours.
Got a lot done that meeting.
And based on the cost estimate that was done early in 2024 of how much it costs staff to be here, which includes at times the engineer sits here, the zoning officer is here, Stacy is here, our manager is here, our solicitor is here. We have 2 on-duty police officers here. This all costs money, and I know you all think it's funny, but it's about $540 per hour to run these meetings. So in 2024, that cost was $59,112.
Wow.
For 2025, that was $34,380. So all this fun and game and fun jokes and the yelling, the screaming, the insulting, accomplishing nothing, all the ridiculous items that have been placed on agendas that had no business being on the agendas, that added up to a lot of wasted time. And then I'll talk about the attendance as well. You know, I have attended every single one of these meetings. I did not miss any. Tom managed to miss 9 meetings of those 40.
If we
So
run
that's
against them in 2027.
22.5% absent time for him. For Jason, he missed 5 meetings, and that was 12.5% missing meeting time.
She complains when we're here, she complains when we're
Maybe
not
they're
here.
not so dedicated. They come here when it's there, convenient to them. So I will also bring up again so the total cost that we wasted on meetings was, if we could have 2-hour meetings like a normal township, we would save over $50,000. And I'll add that to the $50,000 that we can't forget that they donated to Southern Lehigh Public Library in January of 2022. That was a great accomplishment. It was given to them in return for nothing. There was no contract, there was no services provided. So those accomplishments need to be recognized. And now we'll go to the approval of the meeting minutes, 6A. I make a motion to approve the November 19th, 2025 council minutes. Can you take your conversation out in the hall? No. Take your conversation out in the hall. Can you take your conversation out in the hall? We still have to finish our meeting. Okay, disruptive and rude. So I made the motion to approve the minutes for, okay, I have a second. Can we have a roll call?
Ms. Ray?
Yes.
Ms. Optoff Cordero?
Yes.
Ms. De Leon?
Yes.
Motion passes. Oh, sorry. Mr. Benonis? And Mr. Croce absent. Motion passes 4-1.
Oh, 3-1.
I'm sorry, 3-1, 1 absent.
MIA. All right. Next is council reports, and we'll start with Jay. Can you take the conversation out in the hallway?
Rude.
Set the record straight, I had no pre-knowledge of Sealgate.
Sealgate.
Quick update, the Comcast agreement that was signed in 2023. Comcast expects to commence the project in the township in late February, early March. Take about 2 years to complete. They will have about 4,500 passing, which is opportunities to hook up, which includes residential and business establishments. They expect to lay 130 miles of cable, with half of that underground via directional borings in the right-of-ways and half aerial on poles. Staff will be meeting with them in the next few weeks to go over permitting and rollout, and that information will follow. As I articulated earlier, the December 17th meeting has been canceled. Fire Services Executive Committee meets tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Remind us that the Police Department is partnering with the U.S. Marine Corps for Toys for Tots. You can drop off until noon on December 15th. The box is right outside here in the lobby at the Police Department, also in the Authority Building. Emily's Hug Me Drive continues. You can drop off Squishmallows, and they will be delivered to the Lehigh Valley Children's Hospital. Lower Saucon Fire Rescue Santa Run is December 21st at 2 p.m. Watch their Facebook for what neighborhood they will be in. Cocoa, Coffee, Cookies with Chris Kringle and the Cops is Saturday, December 20th from 10 a.m. to noon at the Giant Store on Lightsville Road. Did I say the Fire Services Committee was at 6 o'clock? It's actually 6:30. I stand corrected. Earlier today, we had sent out I had sent out the list of accomplishments for administration, the police department, grant work, and also public work, so you have that in front of you this evening.
That was very nice. Thank everybody, Jay.
Everyone, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Jay, do you happen to have the day for the Santa fun ride with the fire services? Santa?
That was,
21, he said, right? 12/21 was what I wrote.
December 21st.
Okay, thank you. I was also hopeful with respect to the fire that we had at the Meadows. I think it would be nice if the township sent thank yous to the supporting mutual aid organizations and just thanking them for coming out and helping out that evening.
All right, well, who wants to go down there? Priscilla?
Yeah, I can go. Okay, I would like to report that the Lower Saucon Township Historic Committee met, and the committee, in conjunction with the Saucon Valley Conservancy, somehow we're gonna work out this, we're gonna be working on a 250th celebration for the United States. So if anybody's interested in volunteering, please let me know, and more details will come out as we meet again. And I just would like to say that our hearts are heavy today, or recently, as we think of the Meadows, the Moon of at Saucon Valley. I want to extend my deepest gratitude to Lower Saucon Fire Rescue and all the surrounding departments for their courageous response to the fire. Your professionalism and bravery means so much to the Saucon Valley community. I'm deeply saddened for the current and past owners and for all the people who had made memories there over the years, including myself. Weddings, reunions, celebrations that are woven into Lower Saucon's history. This place has been part of so many lives, and its loss felt deeply. Thank you again to all the firefighters, EMS personnel, and supporting staff who worked tirelessly. The police, I know, was involved to protect lives and property. We need volunteers. We can't do this. They can't do this without volunteers. So what I'd like to go on to say is I warmly welcome Council-elect Hunter Gress and Chad Heimbecker on their successful campaigns and election to the 2 open seats on council. I look forward to working with both of you in the new year as we continue serving the residents of Lower Saucon. For the past 2 years, the minority on this board has often spoken of a so-called silent majority. Yet in this election, that silent majority either stayed home or cast their votes for Chad and Hunter. The results speak clearly. The people have made their choice. And let me add this, Lower Saucon is not for sale, and our community does not want a landfill expansion. And with all the money the PAC spent trying to elect those chosen candidates, the results show that people cannot be bought. Council's role is to be fiscally a watchdog. We pass budgets and resolutions to ensure accountability before taxpayer dollars are spent. Yet time and again, the previous council majority prior to 2024 abdicated that responsibility, removing the requirement for prior council consent and ratify unchecked spending. That just bothers me, sorry. Moving forward, I pledge to improve communication with our neighbors, which I said pretty much on the other agenda item, and settle the lawsuits. People deserve cooperation and a home library, not endless litigation and wasted tax dollars. The landfill expansion, okay, Stacy, can you put those 3 pictures up? Okay, so I received these 3 pictures from, sorry, that's the side facing Bethlehem Township. And you can see how it's out of control. It's just unacceptable for that. They're not taking care of that. And a landfill expansion without proper daily cover, whether soil or tarp, is not compliant. Tarps are widely, yeah, just space through them, yeah. are widely accepted as an alternate daily cover, but they must be approved in the landfill's permit and consistently used. A lack of cover exposes not only the township to regular violations, environmental hazards, and community trust risks, odors, litter, pests, stormwater infiltration. They're all preventable with proper daily cover. I can't imagine why this experienced landfill company is not doing it right. The evidence is clear. The issue must be addressed to protect residents, uphold environmental standards, and ensure accountability in landfill operations. So I don't know if anybody else is aware of these pictures, but there they are. So the next meeting we have is on January 7th, January 3rd, the third Thursday. I don't have a January
5th, that's the first Monday of the month. That's a reorg.
I think she's talking about the landfill committee
No,
meeting.
I'm talking about well, anyway, could somebody see to it that this is on the agenda so that it's addressed? Thank you. I'm also looking forward to a get-together for all committees and boards. I supported this in the past and would like it continued, and I asked to have it in the budget this year. I would like to hold it as soon as possible, perhaps in the council room, much like the annual Christmas party or other parties that the staff has held for other people, rather than waiting until summer. I think we need to get to know each other sooner than later. This gathering will be an important opportunity to recognize the dedication of our volunteers and strengthen the bonds that they make our township thrive. So as we move forward, let us remember that council exists to represent the people, safeguard their tax dollars, and ensure transparency in every decision. I extend my sincere thanks to Acting Township Manager Jay Finnegan, Controller Lynn Hill, Solicitor Steve Gaduzian, Engineer Brian Cucker, my peers on council that are here presently, Laura and Victoria and myself here, and all township employees and appointed officials for their dedication and service throughout the year. I also want to recognize all the committee members, board members, volunteers whose time and commitment strengthen our township and make these efforts possible. Your contributions are invaluable. Finally, well, one more thing before I get to finally, I'd also like the record to reflect that this evening during the council meeting under agenda items, comments, public comments, Ms. Donna Louder made a threat to drop off her garbage in my yard. To me, that's a threat, and I'd like the record to reflect that and include it in the minutes, please. Okay? Finally, I wish everyone in our community a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year filled with health, peace, and renewed unity. Let us begin 2026 with a shared commitment to stewardship, accountability, and respect for all voices of all residents. Thank you.
All right, Victoria?
I'd like to say that we did have a water authority meeting the end of November, and they're working very diligently on next year's budget. People may have seen there was road restrictions on Lightsville Road, 412 South going towards Giant. That was, I believe, due to the pump station work that is hopeful to be completed by the end of this year. So if you see workers out there, there are township employees. Sometimes they do have to coordinate with gas and electric utility lines. So you may see some of those out there also, but I just want to say thank you to the hard workers at the Water Authority for getting that done and working diligently. I know it's been a long time coming for the Water Authority. I also want to mention, obviously we had our resolution for Marianne with the native plant garden. The Rail Trail Committee has been very hard at work making sure the rail trail is clean and that they're addressing various things and also improving some of the things. So next year, we look forward to replacing some of the signs that are in Hellertown that relate to the marsh area at Water Street Park. So that's just one of many things along with trail signs that they're working hard on. We will have another master gardener that will be taking over the native plant garden for next year. And so I look forward to working with them as I continue with the rail trail. I did want to, I know Jay kind of glanced over it, but I wanted to highlight that the township has done a lot this year. We received the reports. I asked him to put together at least what our different departments have accomplished, not what, council has approved various things, but many things come forward to us, and they also carry through what we ask them to do. And so I want to make sure that our staff, Stacy, Carol, everybody in zoning, all of them, we owe a very big thank you to. As far as the administrative achievements go, we hired a director of finance, so everybody knows Patty. She did a wonderful job with this year's budget, and we look forward to having many more years with her. We promoted an individual to township secretary. We promoted an individual to human resources, community engagement coordinator, promoted an individual to assistant director of finance, hired a receptionist. We expanded SFM's consulting engagement agreement, and have a building code official. You now know that we've been able to enforce many things, including things that were occurring on Apple Butter Road with Swint, to various other matters that went before the zoning hearing board that had not happened in many, many, many years. So it's a tremendous success for the zoning department, and I thank them and Jay for working hard on those things. Transitioning from board docs to diligent. RFP for auditing services, managed 9 open grants, fencing replacement project, pathway and stormwater at Polk Valley Park, rail trail bathroom, which is on its way in the design phase, as I understand. So we look forward to hopefully having some work done on that next year. Town Hall Park Playground, Southeastern Park Playground, AED project, traffic video detection system, security camera. Assistant Director of Finance grant training. She's completed 3 courses. Revamped permit processing administration, evaluated and consolidated the fee schedules, reduced advertising costs, released updated website, audit without any findings as it related to fire services and our own township's finances, despite what you've heard. Tree cutting RFP, lawn mowing RFP, Heritage Conservancy agreement, additional 457, switched office hours to align with community needs, updated non-uniform agreement, cyber threat assessment, and the entire staff completed CPR training. The police department also has a list of 36 accomplishments, which will take us into tomorrow to identify. But I'm hopeful. We also have a public works memo that highlights the 11, or actually 2 different sets of accomplishments. First in what they've done in the township, but also training which they perform to increase their knowledge and expertise. And I'm hopeful, Jay, to the extent that we're permitted, I would like to show this on our website and say a thank you to the staff, because this goes back to them, and I think our community should see what wonderful people we have and what they've all done. So I know we have this memo that includes the administrative achievements, the police department's achievements, also public works, and I'd like to have those shared. There is the 2025 grant information. Number of grants awarded in 2025 to Lower Saucon Township totaled $369,496. That included $176,370 for fencing at Polk Valley and Town Hall Park. That was an initiative brought forward by our staff. Monroe County local share grant of $62,126 for traffic signal video detection system. Another thing brought forward by our staff and I believe our police department. Northampton and Lehigh County local share grant of $131,000 for traffic signal video detection system. Again, those are things that we received due to their hard work. We've applied for grants in 2025 that total $1,690,155. That's $500,000 for expansion and improvements to the Public Works building. That's a huge project that I was hopeful, and I think once I came on council, could see that was something that should have been done 5, 6, 7 years ago. And it's really a shame to me that we allocated between grants and township money $3.6 million to improvements on a park when we could have been servicing our own staff and providing this to our community, the people that work hard, that provide all of that paving and do all of that. Now we have to spend additional money and additional grant money that we could have allocated to other services to the Public Works building, which I'm hopeful we can get started in 2026. We also, Northampton Lehigh County local share grant of $500,000. That's also hopeful to be received to help with the Public Works building. 2025 Norco Emergency Services grant of $11,816 for the 2 camera license plate readers. PADCED Finance Authority for the statewide local share account of $678,000 for radios and radio software for the Lower Saucon Township Police Department, Public Works Department, and Fire and Rescue. So that's the list, abbreviated list, because I only went through administration and grants, but I'm hopeful that Jay can provide that. I want to wish a very Merry Christmas or whatever holiday anybody may celebrate this holiday season, to our police department, to our Public Works Department, to our fire services, to our staff, to Jay. I will say I learned that he had been out in the middle of the night and during the day over the weekend to manage the Meadows fire, and I think it's extraordinary. I've heard that we've not had any other manager do that in the time that they've been here. So I notice tremendous work by him, and I just want to say thank you to everybody. That's it.
All right, that's it. Okay, I'm not going to repeat all those things, but I will mention this was in part of Priscilla's regarding planning for the 250th anniversary of our country, since that got bashed here during the show. We are making plans. We are doing it on a volunteer basis. So we had our first kickoff volunteer meeting last week to start planning for that. So we will be looking for more volunteers to join us. We plan to hold events at the Saucon Valley Conservancy Heller Homestead Park area. Also, the Historic Committee we met last week as well. So we're very involved with planning that. We're hoping that we can do it without township funding, and one of our volunteers in our group is an experienced grant writer. So if we come up with a need for funding, she was willing to help us write for a grant. I want to mention that tomorrow they're doing a special fundraiser. Just coincidentally, this was planned for a while ago. Jersey Mike's at the Giant Shopping Center is doing a fundraiser to support Lower Saucon Fire Rescue. So please go out. It's all day long. You don't need a coupon or anything. I think the last time they did one, it was for the Historical Society, and I mentioned it, but she said, you didn't need a coupon or anything like that. So please go down to Jersey Mike's tomorrow, support one of our newer businesses, and in return, they are supporting our volunteer fire company. I also want to thank all of the employees in the township. They do a bang-up great job. Special thanks here to Jay and to Steve for enduring, and for Stacy too. I mean, these are long, awful nights here that we, endure. And I know it's going to get a lot better next year. I'm looking forward to not having somebody cursing at me all night long. So whether that goes on the microphone or not, I'm not sure, but he curses at me all night long. So I won't have that. So I'm very happy. That'll be my Christmas gift. And I thank Victoria and Priscilla for attending every single meeting along with me for the last 2 years. We did not miss a single meeting. So that is my report. Steve, do you have a?
I do not.
Short and sweet. Okay.
How can he go after all that?
Brian, hit the road already? And yes, well, I'm getting there. I gotta turn my paper.
No, I thought you said hit the road, which suggested
No.
that you were wrapping up the
No,
meeting.
our engineer hit the road Yeah, so next up is public comment for agenda or non-agenda items.
My name is Mary Ann Garber. I represent the Bethlehem landfill. And I just want to comment on something that Ms. DeLeon said during her council comments, and really actually to clarify something. So there was a discussion of daily cover, and yes, the landfill has an obligation to cover the working face at the end of every working day. There was no detailed information on when those photographs were taken, but they were clearly taken during daylight hours. When the landfill is actively accepting waste, there is no daily cover on top of the waste, because that's where the active working face is. So to the extent that there was a suggestion that that was a representation in those photographs, that the landfill wasn't putting on daily cover, that's simply false. That was during the working day, during working operations. And so those were not representative of what the landfill does with respect to daily cover.
Okay, anybody else?
Anne Marie Slavic, Lower Saucon Township. In reference to the comment that was just made about the landfill, I would just say this as a citizen here who doesn't know anything about landfill operation. If I had to ask somebody about landfill operation and how things work, I wouldn't ask Priscilla DeLeon. Clearly, she doesn't know how to run a business at all. So number one, Laura Ray, good comment. Comedy Club, Lower Saucon Township Council. That could be a good revenue generator. I like that idea. I do think in reference to Priscilla's public comments that she made, that she was going over her record. I do believe that I've heard, Priscilla, that you actually did vote a few times, 3 or 4 times for landfill expansion. So you could credit that to your record, right? In the past, you voted for landfill expansion? Yeah, that's what I thought.
I didn't say a word.
No, I think you did. I mean, you can't deny your own record. You were touting your record, so why not tout that? Also, I would say if you needed some legal advice, since you're on council, about using the logo of the township, you might want to ask the solicitor. I think that's what he gets paid to. And too bad he didn't give you the best advice for the Verizon cell phone tower, and we could have avoided a lawsuit, which is what his job is to do, is to tell you how to vote and not to vote. Opinions are not facts. I just want to say that in reference to Priscilla's comments. Opinions are not facts, and we're just getting into a point in our country where opinions, you know, although it's great to hear them, do they really matter? I'd say the facts matter more, because people are paying their bills on facts. They're not paying their bills on opinions. They're living their lives on facts, not opinions. They're paying their employees. They're making payroll on facts, not opinions. And they're operating businesses in the township and outside the township, like the landfill, on facts, not opinions. So you could give your opinion all day. Not many people really care. And I do think I heard a story about the, you said that you became debt-free in the township, and that was 2019, when other people were involved, as well as yourself. So you do have some Republicans to thank for that, and you should give them full credit. I also wanted to just make also a comment in reference to something you said where people can't be bought off. I guess that's what you mean by, I don't know, the landfill buying people off or something ridiculous like that. It's a legitimate business that's operating in our township, and this is how it works. Just like Democrats, when they take money from people for campaigns, the landfill operates in the township, and so they are going to end up picking a side as to what side is best for their operation and what side is best for keeping their operation, which obviously is Republicanism, because we love capitalism, and we love paying workers, and we love employing workers. We'd rather see people work for a private company than get government funding. That's just how we are. We're crazy like that. I just want to make a comment in reference to Act Blue, which is a big Democrat organization that takes campaign contributions for Democrat candidates. They are being investigated. They are under investigation right now for taking straw donations, which is donations from people and individuals that make donations in the names of others. So it's somebody that's giving a donation in the name of another, and that's actually illegal because you have to mark down whoever takes who gives you a donation, you have to report that. Foreign contributions, there are claims that Act Blue's law lacks verification process, may have allowed foreign nationals to contribute illegally to U.S.
Wrap up your comments, I wasn't paying attention, but you're on to the
contributions.
second round here.
I didn't realize that, sorry.
Didn't either.
Anyway, I just wanted to remind you that the Democrats are under all kinds of fraud investigations for campaign finance. So, thanks.
All right. Any other public comment? It'd be nice if you were ready. Yes?
Zemek, and I'm going to put this out there to the public. For the girl that posted the pictures of the landfill with it uncovered, I need you or suggest to you that you go through your phone or whatever you took them with, and you go through the properties on your phone if you know how to do computer genius work, and you get the information as to when those pictures were posted, because when I seen them, they were posted on the weekend. Landfill doesn't work on the weekend. So there you have it. I think I seen them on a Sunday. But I just don't know. All I know is we're going to see what a council looks like with all Democrats, which I think is wrong. Township should not have a one-sided council. Anything should not have a one-sided council, Republican or Democrat. And you can give me all the dirty looks you want, I don't care. I told you, I got my own way and I'd run this township my own way, and some people like me and some people hate me, just like everybody else. But on a closing note, what I almost forgot to say is, on behalf of Ginger Petrie, who specifically asked me to make this comment, she would like to tell Mr. Benonis and Mr. Carochi that she loves them and she will not miss them. And as far as the other comments, we'll leave all that up to your imagination. Hope everybody has a nice, happy, safe holiday, and I'm curious as to why the December 17th meeting is canceled.
We don't have
But I guess
business and staff requested, so.
Do we have to do a formal thing with
Giving
that
us a
day?
break.
I don't know that we actually made an announcement, and you just answered somebody's question.
No.
Is that good enough?
No.
I don't know.
Okay.
Publicly announced at one of the meetings that we weren't gonna have it, and, that's what I remember.
All right, well, I'm going to move to adjourn. The time is 8:48.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
You can get up and